One winter, I left my family home of 40 years in a seaside town in southeast England with 5 small bags and nowhere to go. Leaving had been hard. My friends thought I would recuperate with the warm hug of the south. But what I craved was a coddling, to lose myself in the dark, to learn how to survive, to trust again, and emerge at the end of the polar night. I took a one-way flight to Lapland and bussed north, with no aim save a wish to be braver. My first home was a guest house, where they kept huskies and taught Arctic activities to curious people, like me, asking daft questions like, when did the dogs have breakfast? They don't. They work all day anticipating dinner. It was a gentle introduction. I rested and hunkered. We all ate well. I tried reindeer and fed some with lichen. If the reindeer looked startled here, it might be because I must have been an apparition, a strange species in fake leopard skin. It was the warmest coat I owned, bought from a charity shop in the hometown I'd just left. I never felt cold. I looked to the dogs, for example, in the Arctic winter and still sleeping on a kennel roof. But I began to test my own resources. I'd walked for what seemed like miles into what seemed like wilderness, in fact, close to the farm and the frozen river and the huskies. But sometimes, alone, I felt a drive to keep walking up, as far as my means and my own coat would enable. Every night I would look for auroras until the dogs roused me. Now, no! And I saw the green flickers at last. The dog's resilience inspired me. One day I put it to the test and travelled with the huskies, gliding and speeding over frozen water, all of us trusting its strength. Then I left them behind and kept northering to Inari and a cabin alone, scattered around neighbours from China, from Italy. I would hear them, similar squeals of pleasure, hunting the lights, plunges after a sauna. I also enjoyed reindeer soup and Finnish TV. I walked each day to town for Skab Magovat, the Indigenous Peoples Film Festival, held inside an arbor of Sami architecture, and outside projected onto snow. As surreal as cinema was my waking landscape beside a frozen lake and a plane caught fast in another season. I kept these Arctic images inside me when, 2 years later, living alone in Vermont, in a wooden house beside the Connecticut River, cold without a stove, without a car as the winter set in, I was stuck as a twig trapped in the frozen river. But that isolation was also beautiful. I listened to the sounds of ice cracking as I picked the last kale out of the snow, and I imagined I was hunkered down in the far north again. And this year, our lives on ice. My home for now is Paris. On grey winter days, with the promise of chill, I found myself anticipating snow as those huskies did their dinner. In my small room in a Paris attic, I saw white petals falling between curfews and settling. I followed its trace along the Seine, and I saw something of that Arctic resilience in a man in a wheelchair, in a blind man, his white stick gliding like a skater, in a heart engraved in snow on a balconist's long-shuttered bookstore. It was the only snow Paris felt this year, and then it was gone. But one day, maybe this child will travel north in search of more.